In the snow-dusted mountains of Japan, a young man named Ren climbed the stone steps toward an ancient temple. He was exhausted, his face etched with anxiety. At the temple entrance, an old master, Kaio, was tending to a small garden, his movements calm and steady. "Master Kato," Ren pleaded, his voice trembling slightly. "Please, I've come a long way. I need help overcoming my fear." Kato looked up, his ancient eyes studying the young man. "Stay for 7 days," he said calmly. "I will show you how our ancestors defeated fear." Ren bowed deeply, a flicker of hope igniting within him. On the first day, Kato led Ren to a narrow mountain ridge. The wind howled around them, threatening to push them off the edge. "Sit here," Kato instructed. "Close your eyes." Ren obeyed, but the silence was deafening. His thoughts raced, a chaotic storm inside his mind. His breathing became shallow, and his legs began to tremble uncontrollably. "I can't," he gasped. "My thoughts are attacking me." Kato observed him with serene eyes. "Fear grows where the mind is loud," he said simply. The next day, inside the temple, Kaito placed a small jar of cloudy water in front of Ren. "This jar is your mind when fear takes over." He shook it, and the water turned into a swirling, muddy mess. Chaotic. No clarity. They sat in silence, watching the jar. Slowly, minute by minute, the dirt began to settle at the bottom, and the water gradually became clear again. "When the mind is still," Kato explained, "fear settles." Ren stared at the jar, a profound understanding dawning on him. On the third day, they walked along a forest path under a canopy of tall, twisted trees. Soft light filtered through the leaves, casting long shadows on the ground. Kato pointed to Ren's shadow, stretching out behind him. "Do you see it?" Ren nodded. "Fear is your shadow," Kaito continued. "It follows you, but it cannot harm you unless you allow it to become a monster." Kaito then did something unexpected. He turned and bowed respectfully to his own shadow. Ren watched, puzzled at first, but then he followed suit. As he bowed to his own dark shape on the ground, a strange feeling of lightness washed over him. The fourth day was the beginning of the true lesson. In a wide courtyard, Kaito stood with a powerful stillness. "Today, I will teach you an ancient method. It is called Kyu-Fu no Ma, the space between fear." Ren looked confused. "The space between fear?" "Yes," Kaito said, stepping closer. "In every moment of fear, there is a pause. A tiny, almost imperceptible gap between what happens and how you react to it. The samurai trained for years to enter that space. To master it, Kaito began to demonstrate a slow, controlled breathing pattern. Breathe in for a count of 4. Hold your breath for 2. Breathe out slowly for 6. And then pause, empty, for 2. Ren mirrored the master's movements. He felt his frantic breath begin to steady, the tension in his shoulders starting to release. Day 5 was the test. Kaito led Ren to a deep, wide ditch, crossed only by a single narrow wooden plank. Ren's eyes widened in panic. "You want me to walk across that?" Kaito offered no words of encouragement, no reassurances. He simply stood on the other side, waiting with unwavering calm. Ren's legs began to shake again, the old fear creeping back. But then he remembered. Kyu-Fu no Ma. He closed his eyes for a moment and began the breath. 4 seconds in, hold for 2 seconds out, pause for 2. He repeated the cycle. Miraculously, his breathing steadied. His body stopped trembling. He opened his eyes, his focus now sharp and clear. He took 1 step, then another. Slow, focused, balanced. He wasn't thinking about the fall. He was living in the space between each breath. He reached the other side and stood before his master. Kaito bowed deeply. "Now," he said, "you have tasted the space between fear." That night, a violent storm descended upon the mountain. Wind howled like a hungry wolf, slamming against the temple's wooden walls. Thunder cracked, shaking the very foundations. Terrified, Ren rushed to Cato's room. He found the old master sitting peacefully, sipping tea as if it were a calm spring morning. "How can you be so calm?" Ren asked, bewildered. "The storm is terrifying." Cato simply gestured for Ren to sit. "I am not controlling the storm," he said softly. "I am staying in the space between the storm and my reaction to it." They sat together in the heart of the tempest, breathing in rhythm, and Ren felt a profound peace settle over him, even as the sky raged outside. On the morning of the 7th day, the world was reborn. The storm had passed, leaving the air clean and crisp. The rising sun cast a golden glow over the mountains. Ren, now with a new calmness in his eyes, prepared to leave. "Master," he asked, "what happens now?" Cato smiled gently. "You will still fear fear. It is a part of being alive. But now you will see it differently. Fear is not the enemy. Your reaction is." He placed a hand on Ren's shoulder, his touch firm and reassuring. "Where fear exists, there is always a space. Control that space, and you control your life." Ren bowed, his heart overflowing with gratitude. He walked down the mountain path, his steps no longer anxious and hurried, but strong and steady. Months later, Ren stood backstage, facing a large crowd. This was his first time speaking in public, an act that once would have paralyzed him with terror. He could feel the familiar flutter of anxiety in his stomach, but he didn't fight it. He closed his eyes and found the space. He inhaled slowly for 4 seconds, held for 2, exhaled for 6, and paused. His fear was still there, a shadow in the corner of his mind, but it no longer had power. It had settled like the dirt in the jar. He stepped onto the stage, not without fear, but with a quiet confidence that was far more powerful. He had learned not to conquer his fear, but to master the space within it. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, remember to like, share, and subscribe for more content on finding strength and peace in your daily life.